relax, grab a snack, grab a blanket or a pillow. Alright, let's begin! The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. At the far end of town where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells low and sour wet blows, and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. What was the Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere from the far end of town where the grickle grass grows? The old Onceler still lives here. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He lurks in his lurkum on top. He stays in his lurkum on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkum cold under the roof, or he makes his own clothes out of muffled muff. And on special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks, and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have 2.15 and a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him in a snub, his secret strange hole in his garrulous glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper-ma-phone, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. Slap! Down slaps the whisper-ma-phone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear, since they have come down through a snargly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swoomy swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright colored tops of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits, as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the tripulous pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffula trees! All my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tops was more softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop, and with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft top, and I knitted a sneed. The instant I'd finished, I heard a gazook. I looked, I looked. I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax, and I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset, and as he shouted and puffed, what's that thing you made out of my truffula tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a sneed. A sneed is a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt. It's a sock. It's a glove. It's a hat. But it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that fool's need. But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong. For just at that minute, a chap came along, and he thought the sneed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy. You can never tell what some people will die by. I repeat, cried the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room, and in no time at all, I built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, listen here. There's a wonderful chance for the whole Watcher family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to the north niche, turn left at Weak Hawken, and sharp right at South Stitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Wanster family was working full tilt. We were all knitting seeds, just as busy as bees, to the sound of chopping of truffula trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow! Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker, 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week, he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, and I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also charged in the brown barbeloots, who played in the shade eating in their barbelloot suits and happily lived eating truffula fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, and my poor barbeloots are getting all the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They love living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I, the onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go. But business is business, and business must grow, regardless of tummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm. I most truly did not. I biggered my factory. I biggered my roads. I biggered my wagons. I biggered the loads. Of the Sneeds I shipped out, I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went on biggering, selling more Sneeds, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again, he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more grapes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed. He sneezed and he snuffled. He snargled, he sniffed. Once, sir, he said with a crofulous croak. Once, sir, you're making such small goo smoke. My poor swami swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in his throat or her. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough, they cannot live here, so I'm setting them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape the smog you smoked up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his dander was up, let me say a few words about Glup-de-Glup. Your machinery chugs on, day and night without stop. You're making Glup-de-Glup, also sloppily slop. Sloppily slop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old onceler man, you. You're glumping the pond where the hummingfish hum. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary in search of some water that isn't so smeary. Then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax. Now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap, yap, yap and say bad, bad, bad. Well, I have my right, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to going on just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into Sneeds, which everyone needs. And that very moment, we heard a loud whack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard a tree fall, the very last truffula tree of them all. No more trees, no more things, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke-smothered stars. Then, now all that was left beneath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance. Just gave me a very sad backward glance as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants. I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all that Lorax left here in this mess was a pile of rocks with one word unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was a long, long ago. But each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years, while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all my heart. But now, Sister Monster, since now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone likes you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is gonna get better. It's not. So, catch, calls the Onceler. You let something fall. It's a Truffula seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the Truffula seeds, and Truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new Truffula, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. The end. Bye! Did you like it? I hope so. Thanks for watching. Bye!